Darius was first arrested, you all might remember, as a juvenile for his behavior with the transit system on that first day that he was given the keys, basically, by the adult and invited to take the train and take over that person's shift. However, little seemed to be provided at the time to Darius in terms of intervention within the juvenile correctional system itself that could have perhaps changed his path, maybe not. But Fred, could you tell us a little bit about the model in Cambridge that's now been created that has ultimately dropped juvenile arrests by approximately 70%, and what supports and educations are offered to families?
Sure, thank you. In Cambridge we have, and it's been in existence for approximately a decade now, the Safety Net Collaboration, Cambridge Safety Net Collaboration. And it's just that, it's a collaboration with the Cambridge Police Department, the Cambridge Public Schools, Human Services, and Cambridge Health Alliance on the healthcare side. And it's a program that offers community-based diversions to our youth who offend. When I first watched the video about a month ago, I was shocked that there was a crime committed that night, but it wasn't the 15-year-old who was in the care of the train operator who left to go get some. And he was completely abandoned by those people, right? Someone else probably should have been fired or arrested that night, not the juvenile in the train. But what we are successful in doing is keeping our kids in Cambridge out of the juvenile justice system. You have to be a Cambridge resident to be part of the collaborative. But in 2018, we had a total of 12 juvenile arrests in the city of Cambridge. That's a city of over 100,000 people. There's 2,000 students in the high school. And that's a big success. But in the collaborations, before the collaboration in 2008, we had about 78 arrests in the city of Cambridge juveniles. We brought that down to 12. And that's part of the partnership that's getting early communication, sharing information with school department, with Cambridge Health Alliance, with Human Services, connecting kids to services in the city. So the strength of our program is we can offer a child like Darius, with an offense like that, we can offer him a community-based diversion, which means he never gets booked, he's not put into handcuffs, his photo's not taken, he's not processed, he doesn't get introduced to the juvenile court. It's a community-based, so we're running the diversion ourselves with the different providers in the city, so they don't get that experience of the juvenile justice system. There was recently a study done in Montreal that said that juveniles that are exposed to the juvenile justice system are 7 times more likely to then be in adult court later on. So that's why it's important to be that gatekeeper. The other real advantage of the collaborative and the community-based diversion is that kids in our diversion are significantly more likely to engage in treatment. That's important because if you look at the numbers of the people that we work with in the collaborative, or the juveniles we work with, about 69% of them have a diagnosed mental illness. So it's important that we have them engage in treatment and not going down the road of juvenile justice, which we now know is going to send you into the adult justice system. Darius would probably be operating the training for the MTA. And if that first arrest didn't happen, maybe he's eligible for that job. I mean, I can't speak for him clinically, but when you get that conviction, those doors close. And that's why it's so important to keep people out of the justice system.